take a look at page 97 in the workbook. So this is the homework from yesterday. Pour exercice 1, la direction dit choisis la meilleure fin pour chaque phrase. Donc pour numéro 1, Chantal, tu peux lire la phrase et choisir l'expression. Oui, oui, mais oui, lisez la phrase.
Maxime veut acheter un stylo et du papier. Il va aller à la papeterie.
Oui, à la papeterie. À la papeterie, excellent. OK. Pour numéro 2, Agathe. Marie?
Agathe va avoir un bébé. Elle va à l'hôpital.
À l'hôpital, probablement, oui. OK. Pour numéro 3, Aude et Julie. Chantal?
Aude et Julie adorent acheter des nouvelles robes. Elles vont souvent dans une boutique.
Dans une boutique, c'est très bien. Pour numéro 4, il pleut. Ça veut dire, il pleut? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? It's raining, oui, good. OK, Marie?
Il pleut et Denise ne veut pas aller à l'école à pied. Il va à l'arrêt de bus.
Excellent, à l'arrêt de bus. Et numéro 5, Chantal?
Monsieur et Madame
Bioku.
Doivent envoyer une lettre à leur enfant. Ils vont à la poste.
Très bien, à la poste. OK? Bon, pour exercice 2, dit à ces jeunes où il faut aller d'après chaque situation. Le modèle dit Goldilocks veut quitter Paris très rapidement. So our suggestion to her is va à la station de métro. So in each one of the cases we're giving a command. So we're starting out with va à or va au. Pour numéro 1, Rapunzel a des cheveux un peu trop longs. Oui. Qu'est-ce que vous suggérez? What do you suggest to her, Chantal?
Va à la salon de coiffure.
Oui, va à la salon de coiffure. OK, pour numéro 2, il n'y a rien dans la cuisine de Old Mother Hubbard et elle a faim. Marie?
Va à la marché.
Oui, va à la marché, or au marché, actually, since it's a masculine word. So, and that brings me to the point, if you remember when we were first learning about places, for example, talking about where I'm going, we're either going to have a la, if we're talking about a feminine place. So, for example, let's see here. It's one of our places that's feminine. À la poste. And so really this expression just means to the post office. So this is a feminine word. If we're talking about going to a masculine location, then we're going to use au. And if we're talking about a plural location, like the mountains, for example, we'll use aux. Finally, if we're talking about a place that begins with a vowel, like to school, there we go, we'll use a plus L apostrophe. Okay, so, and again, all of these little expressions mean to the, they just have different forms. Oh, that's my cap there. They just have different forms based on the gender of the word. Okay, bien. Pour numéro 3, Humpty Dumpty est tombé. Where should we tell him to go?
Va à l'hôpital.
Va à l'hôpital, or à l'hôpital. Numéro 4, Cendrillon, which is the word for Cinderella en français. Cendrillon n'a rien à porter pour la fête. Marie?
Va à la boutique.
Oui, va à la boutique. Numéro 5, Jacques a des haricots dans son porte-monnaie. Porte-monnaie is like a wallet. Mais il a besoin de euros. Chantal?
Va à la banque.
Va à la banque. Et numéro 6, Prince Philippe veut acheter un bouquet de roses pour la belle au bois dormant. Marie?
Va à la floriste.
Va à la floriste.
It's like really who needs sleep.
Yeah. yeah.
That's
Mm-hmm. Actually, au bois. Bois is actually the word for like woods. So I think meaning that like she's sleeping in the woods because at one point she, how how does the story go? I
Well,
forget.
like the fairies take her into the woods.
Right.
Before she.
Yeah, yeah. So, what, like the sleeping wood, sleep beauty, basically. Good. Okay, pour exercice 3, suggère la meilleure façon d'aller d'un appartement à Paris à ces endroits. Now, that word façon there, F-A-C-O-N, means way or method. So we're choosing the best method of transportation, basically, to get to these places. So, pour numéro 1, si je veux aller à la poste de mon appartement, Marie, quelle façon est la meilleure?
For the.
Pour numéro 1,
Okay.
pour la poste.
Thank you, too. À vélo.
À vélo, peut-être le vélo, bien. Pour numéro 2, à New York, Chantal?
En avion.
En avion, oui, absolument. C'est nécessaire en avion, oui, parce qu'il y a un grand océan entre la France et les États-Unis. Oui, ou peut-être nager, oui, nager, beaucoup, beaucoup. Ou c'est une possibilité à utiliser en bateau, boat as well, en bateau. Okay, how about pour aller à Marseille? Chantal?
En métro.
Au métro, peut-être? Ou en train, peut-être? Marseille, c'est une autre ville. Donc, voici Paris, ici, et voici Marseille.
Oh,
So
we didn't know where it
probably,
was.
yeah, so that's okay, because I wanted to clarify that anyway. Yeah, it's actually another city in France. So you wouldn't use the metro, only because metros run like within the city limits. So you probably take either the train down there or a car, yeah, maybe a taxi. And we talked about before how the whole country of France is about the size of Texas. So to get from Paris down to Marseille in a car would take a couple hours, like an afternoon drive probably. Ok, bien, finalement, numéro 4, pour aller à l'aéroport avec 3 valises.
En taxi.
En taxi, probablement. Good. En taxi. Okay. Okay, so we've been using past tense a lot, and so we're used to seeing je suis allé to talk about where we went. But sometimes we want to just talk about where we're going on a current day or at a current time, and so that being the case, I just wanted to quickly go over the forms of the verb aller in present tense. So we've got, well, there's no need to write them down really because they're right up here. So we have je vais, tu vas, il, elle, on va, nous allons, vous allez, and ils, elles vont. So this is a very irregular verb. We have a lot of forms of this verb that start with V, the letter V, which is very unusual. And so if we say je vais, par exemple, je vais au café, when we're using this verb in the present tense, it can mean 3 different things. So it can mean I go to the cafe, I do go, as in like on a regular basis or to contradict what somebody's doubt, or I am going. Okay? And so then the same thing applies with all of the other forms of the verb. Tu vas can mean you go, you do go, or you are going. So just keep that in mind as you're thinking about telling what people are doing. Okay. Something else that's presented here in this chapter, if you look at, go ahead and turn please to page 295, 295. 295 at the bottom here. Wait till everybody's there. Okay, 295, there we go. Voila. Down at the bottom in the blue box, we have sort of our chronological steps, right, with storytelling, and we know these words already, we've used them before. We start out with the word for first, which is d'abord, and then, ensuite. We've seen that before. If you want to tell what you did after, you use après. Puis, we already know. Finalement, we know. And then the last one there is a new expression. If you want to say, if you're talking about running errands for the day or what you need to do, you can use the expression je dois aussi passer, like I also need to stop by the store. I also need to go here to this place. So that very last one there, je dois aussi passer. And so individually, we've actually seen and used all of these words before. Je, of course, we use all the time. Dois means to have to do something or must do something. Aussi, also. And then passer was actually one of our house of être verbs, and we used it in the past tense. So take a couple of minutes and see if you can write out the list of all of the different places where you have to go today, starting from in the morning.
School.
Yeah, school, home,
Yep.
and maybe that's all for today, right? Just kind of a boring work day, school day. Okay, so how would you say that though? How would you say first or this morning? Mm-hmm.
Oui, just write these down.
Je suis allée à l'école. No, actually no.
Okay.
Let's just talk about them out loud because there's not that much to write actually for today. So ce matin, je suis allée à l'école. Okay. What if you wanted to switch the verb a little bit and say this morning I came to school, since we're already here. I came to school.
Je suis allée à l'école.
That would be I went to school.
Oh yeah.
I came to
Oh,
school.
venue.
Oui. So ce matin, je suis venue à l'école. Okay. And then, what if we want to say, and then after school, I will go home, or I'm going to go home.
Après l'école.
Après l'école. There you can use present tense,
Okay.
right? I'm going home.
Après l'école, je vais chez moi.
Je vais chez moi. Good, okay?
Au centre commercial.
Je vais au centre commercial. Good.
We're just gonna have coffee and talk. We're not like shopping.
Ah, d'accord. Donc tu vas au centre commercial. Ok. Pour, mais pas pour faire des achats, pour boire du café et pour parler. Ok. Cool. Well, excellent. Okay. Let's see here. How about qu'est-ce que tu dois ou où est-ce que tu dois aller ce week-end? Ce week-end. Où est-ce que tu dois aller? Where do you have to go this weekend?
Oh, I don't. Je dois regarder les enfants.
Je dois regarder les enfants. Okay, so I have to babysit. Oui.
Oh, if I have to do a thing. I
Oui.
don't have to do anything. I'm not required.
Ah, so how would we say that in French? I don't have to do anything. Or really what you'd say is, I have to do nothing,
Okay.
right?
Je dois
Je ne dois,
Oh,
je ne dois rien faire.
Okay.
Je ne dois rien faire is how it would look. I don't have to
I
do
am
anything.
doing things, I just don't have to.
Okay, so if we were saying I have to do, right, something, we'd say je dois faire quelque chose. So I don't have to do anything, we just put our negative expression for nothing, which is ne rien, around our conjugated verb. So je ne dois rien faire. C'est un bon sentiment. That's always a nice feeling when you don't have to do anything on the weekend. Oui? Okay. Bon. Oh, mais c'est... Non. Demain soir, vendredi soir, vous travaillez au carnaval, n'est-ce pas? À l'école? Élémentaire? Non.
Oh, I am.
Oh, Chantal, tu vas. Okay, tu vas ça. Okay. Voilà. Bon, so how would you say that to me then? Tomorrow night, I am
So-
going to work at the carnival.
Demain soir,
Mm-hmm.
je suis... Non, sorry. Je vais...
There you go. Good.
Je vais you use like aider, like to help
Oui,
out?
je vais aider.
Je vais aider au carnival.
Au carnaval, oui, pour les petits enfants. Bien, excellent. Okay. Good. Let's try an exercise using just the regular present tense form of aller. So, tournez la page dans le livre, 296, et regardez exercice 2, la journée verte. What would this mean in English, la journée verte?
Green journey.
A green day. Yeah, a green journey or a green day, meaning like we're trying to be energy efficient and all of that. So it says, aujourd'hui, c'est la journée verte et personne ne prend sa voiture. Regarde les images et dis quel moyen de transport chaque personne prend. So le modèle, nous avons Ronan, c'est un garçon, et il va à la banque. So we're telling where he's going and how he's getting there. It says, Ronan va à la banque en taxi. Oui? How about point numéro 1? We have Mademoiselle Courbet. She's going to le marché. How would we piece this sentence together? She's going to the store by bus.
Elle va au marché. La rendez-vous.
Oui. So we'll write these up here.
Oh, it's la rendez-vous.
Oh, that's a bus station.
Elle va. Okay, so here's our form of aller. She's going. Elle va au marché, because marché is a masculine word, en bus. Okay, and there's our sentence. Point numéro 2, we have mes copains and école. Marie?
Mes copains. Mes copains.
No, that doesn't include you, obviously, sorry.
Okay.
Mes copains sont.
Oh, that's to be.
Yeah, not être. It's present tense, so we
Okay.
definitely don't want être in there.
Vont.
Vont, there we go. Mes copains vont.
There, right there.
Oh,
Oui.
okay.
Numéro 2.
À l'école.
À l'école.
En pied. Or à pied.
Good. À pied, so on foot. They're meaning they're walking there, right? Okay, good. Numéro 3, nous avons Valérie et moi. So now this time we're talking about us, what we're doing. Valérie et moi, and they're going to, or we're going to l'hôpital.
Okay, Chantal. Valérie et moi allons
Good.
au hôpital.
Nous allons à l'hôpital. Okay. Et quelle façon de transportation?
Oh yeah. It was like we're taking, like if we were, is this the metro or the train?
Metro.
Okay. News. If you like, we are taking, so like we use nous sommes. Or just.
Yeah, because it's present
Oh,
tense, so you
yeah.
wouldn't use être.
Oh, nous allons en.
Yeah, or you can even just tack on, nous allons à l'hôpital en métro.
Oh, on the.
Yeah.
On the.
So you don't even have to say like, we're taking the metro. You can
Because
just
you
say
wait like we're
only.
going to the hospital, we're taking the metro. You just
Yeah, absolutely. You could divide the two sentences like that. So you'd say, nous allons à l'hôpital, comma, or whatever, et nous prenons, like we're taking, nous prenons le métro, or nous allons à métro, we're going on the metro. So that would work too. Okay, and le dernier, numéro 4, je, and I'm going to la poste. Marie?
Je vais aller à vélo.
Good. Okay, très bien. Vélo. C'est ça. Okay. Bien. Okay, Let's see here. Let's do a little bit of work with our direction words. Let's see here. Marie, est-ce que ta maison est près de l'école ou loin de l'école?
Kind of both.
Oui, so tous les deux.
It's like 15.
In between, maybe?
Yeah.
So, moyenne. Moyenne is the word that means like in between, average, moyenne. So you could say, c'est moyenne, or you could say it's pretty far from school. Oui, c'est assez loin de l'école. Or it's pretty close to school. Il est assez près de l'école. Oui. Et Chantal, ta maison est près de l'école ou loin de l'école?
Et très près de l'école.
Très près de l'école, ok? Bien. Excellent. Let's see here. Ok. En classe de français, d'habitude, qui est devant vous? D'habitude, qui est devant vous dans la classe de français? Oui.
Oh, no one.
Oui. Claire, quand elle est dans la classe, elle est devant vous. Oui. Et vous êtes derrière de elle. Oui. So she's in front of you. Vous êtes derrière d'elle. You are behind her. Oui. Okay. Bon, let's see here. Okay. One of our other words from this section is la rue. This is an important word, especially for directions. La rue, ça veut dire street. So if I wanted to ask somebody on which street he or she lived, we'd use sur quelle rue est-ce que tu... Who remembers the word for to live? Habite. Good. Okay, so on which street do you live? Sur quelle rue est-ce que tu habites? So pour répondre, j'habite sur rue, and then you give the name. So in French, the street name comes, like the specific street name, for example, if you lived on Coldwater Boulevard, you would say, j'habite sur Boulevard Coldwater. Or I live on First Street, j'habite sur Rue Premier. So the name always comes after the type of street. Rue just means street in general. We of course also have different kinds of streets. We have boulevards, which are long, very wide streets, usually with like a parkway in the middle. We have avenues, which tend to stretch, there's some rule about east and west and north and south, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, so avenue, we also have circles, right, and ways and lanes and paths, so we have a lot of those. And I know that boulevard and avenue are both they're actually both French words anyway. So you have a lot of boulevard, avenue, and I have here these are actual French street signs. This is Rue de la Paix, which means Peace Street, which I always thought was cute. And then this is Place Pigalle, and I don't know what city these came from, but in France, the street signs usually are actually on the sides of buildings. So like if you have so if you have a corner, like on a street corner, let's see, I guess I don't have a very good picture over here, but like you'd have this green street sign on like hanging up here. Now they've started to actually put them
the way the road goes?
Yes, it does. Yeah, so it would go parallel with how the road goes. So if this is the side of the building, I'd be walking along Rue de la Paix, right? And then you'd have the other one.
The building really is on that street.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And so now they will also have They'll also have like posts like this. Actually, you can see here, this is Avenue des Champs-Élysées. So Champs-Élysées Avenue goes this way, and then I forget which street this is here. But so this is an actual like street sign, but there aren't as many just freestanding street signs as there are here. So, and France is what we call like an implicit country where not everything is literally laid out for you like it is here. In America, we have a lot of like signs with directions on them and like arrows pointing, like go here for tickets, go here to park, like here stupid, take a right here, you know, so, which is nice as a visitor because then you know exactly what to do.
Like there's so many signs that they're not used to, or is it helpful?
Oh, I think it's helpful for like people from France that are traveling over here to have all of the signs. It can be tricky for us when we're traveling over there because we have to ask for directions more, it seems like. You have to really kind of like get out and look for directions like in museums and things.
Talk to people.
Yeah, yeah. So,
So,
yeah, so it's just kind of interesting in that way. Okay, yeah, let me check the time. Earlier our clock fell off, it just fell off of the wall.
I knew that.
And almost hit Sydney in the face, and the battery flew, and it broke the clock too, which is unfortunate. So.
These are
Unless
strange.
they're clocked that way. They just
It's
fall.
the ghost.
It is, it's got
C'est la fantôme, oui.
Yes.
Okay, good, let's see here. Okay, pour demain, for tomorrow, I'd like for you to try exercice 3 on page 296. Here we've done this kind of exercise before. You're taking the sequence words, so first, next, after, and you're telling what these people did. So it says Sophie et Claude, so you've got a girl and a guy. Sophie et Claude ont fait des courses dans les centres-villes hier. Créez 5 phrases complètes au passé composé. So it's all in the past tense. So you're going to need a helping verb and then the past form of the verb in the yellow box here. Ajoute des mots si nécessaire. So add words if necessary. Okay, so you can get started on those. And this I will, do I want to collect this? I'll just have you write it in your notebook and I will come over and check it tomorrow during class. Okay, so again, that's exercise 3, exercice 3, sur la page 200.
How many
96. 5. It says create 5 phrases. So 5 phrases.